Yoon Su spent years in showbiz, but it was his role in Love in the Big City that finally put him in the spotlight, as his powerful performance managed to change his life completely. But behind his rise to fame is a story of hard work, bold choices, and a passion for breaking boundaries. Born on July 14, 1997, in Namyangju, Gyeonggi Province, South Korea, Yoon Su didn't have the typical entertainment industry connections to immediately shoot him into stardom. So before he set foot in the world of acting, he first established himself as a model, as he always dreamt of being on the runway. The thought first popped up in his head when he was in middle school. At the time, he was about 170 centimeters tall, steadily growing taller than all the other students, so he believed that, given his height, starting a career in modeling would be a perfect fit. Not long after, at just 17, he made his debut at the 2015 Spring Summer Seoul Fashion Week, showcasing his unique charm and dedication. As expected, his distinct looks and easygoing personality quickly made him a sought-after model, with agencies seeing his potential to go beyond the runway and shine on screen, a goal that Yoon Su also hoped to achieve. Even though he was pretty successful as a model, he saw acting as a way to express deeper emotions and tell compelling stories. In an interview, he explained that while he was modeling, he would take on roles in music videos, as he thought that being an actor would also be fun. Eventually, he decided to make this dream come true as well. Transitioning from modeling to acting wasn't easy though. It required patience and a willingness to start from scratch. He took on various roles, each a stepping stone in his evolving career. The first acting role he ever took on was the web drama 4 Kinds of House in 2018. He continued to take on several small roles until everything changed for him in 2020. That year, he took a big leap and stepped into the dark, complex role of Kwak Ki-tae in Extracurricular, a character so raw and intense that it felt worlds apart from anything he'd done before. Playing a high school delinquent caught in a web of illegal activities, Yoon Su wasn't just acting, he was transforming, showing the public a new side of himself to bring a troubled, morally twisted character to life. In a past interview, he candidly shared that the drama caused him a lot of emotional turmoil, to the point he once ended up crying in a taxi. Sharing more details, he said, "I was going through a difficult time emotionally. When the taxi driver threw me the question on my way home from the shoot, I suddenly got emotional. I didn't cry too hard. It was just a few tears. In the end, this was all worth it because Extracurricular became a sensation, drawing in audiences from all over the world with its compelling storyline and unforgettable characters." For Yoon Su, this wasn't just another role. It was the turning point that set him on a new path, where he could finally show the world what he was capable of. Following this success, Yoon Su took on a supporting role in the 2021 drama Beyond Evil, portraying a young police officer in a small town. In the same year, he starred in The King's Affection, a historical drama where he played Lee Hyun, a nobleman with a deep affection for the protagonist. At this point in time, the public was so impressed by his versatility as an actor that they believed he could take on any role and nail it. The King's Affection was Yoon Su's first historical drama, and to say he struggled is an understatement. Explaining just how difficult it was to transition to an older time period, he said, "At first, I had no idea how to deliver my lines and I felt at a loss. I tried to act with the mindset of doing it my own way, but I don't think I was able to do that in the beginning." By the time he wrapped up The King's Affection, Yoon Su had become an A-list actor with a perfect image. The public didn't only love him for his amazing performances, but also because of his kind heart. In June of 2024, he announced that he would be putting his career on hold to donate a kidney to his father. He took time away from the spotlight to prepare for the surgery and ensure he was in good health for the procedure. Though he initially kept it private, he later shared his story to raise awareness about the importance of organ donation. His decision wasn't just to help his father, it was also to encourage others to consider becoming donors and making a difference. Fans all over the world were moved by this selfless act, praising him for being such a caring person. Yoon Su never received much hate from netizens. In fact, it seemed like they all loved him because of his clean-cut image. image. This all changed when he landed a groundbreaking role in Love in the Big City, which marked a bold new chapter for his career. The drama, based on Sang-Young Park's novel, follows Go Young, a gay man living with HIV, and explores deep themes like love, identity, and the struggles of marginalized communities in South Korea. Casting Yoon Su, a high-profile actor, in this role set high expectations, especially among international fans who were thrilled to see such an important story brought to light by a respected figure in Korean entertainment. But as soon as his casting was announced, the excitement quickly turned into backlash, especially from conservatives in South Korea. His social media accounts were flooded with homophobic comments, with some accusing him of taking the role purely for money, labeling it a cheap paycheck role. Some fans even expressed betrayal, saying things like, "I used to love you, but now I'm disgusted." The backlash only grew when a controversial casting detail surfaced, adding fuel to an already blazing fire. Turns out that whoever took on the role of Go Young would have to appear in minimal clothing in several scenes, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the country. Suddenly, questions popped up. Had showing skin become the price for landing major roles in Korean dramas? But the real wave of negativity started when Yoon Su shared that he'd kissed 15 different men for the show. In an instant, the criticisms turned harsh and personal. Yoon Su wasn't just an actor in a controversial show anymore. He had become the face of a project that was shaking up traditional values in South Korean entertainment. For some, that was simply too much to handle. Many critics voiced discomfort with the portrayal of a gay character living with HIV, claiming it was inappropriate for mainstream media. But by stepping into this role, Yoon Su wasn't just landing another acting job. He was challenging these beliefs and opening the door for stories that often go untold. As the release date of Love in the Big City approached, the backlash against Yoon Su only got worse. Though many fans admired his bold choice, the hate from Korean netizens grew so intense that he felt he had to address it directly. In an interview, Yoon Su opened up with sincerity, sharing that he'd had queer friends since childhood and that this openness had shaped his perspective from a young age. He assured everyone that he hadn't taken on this role for career advancement or an easy paycheck. He took it because he believed in the power of telling a story that had rarely been explored on mainstream Korean television. By stepping into this controversial role, Yoon Su made a choice that carried weight, especially in a cultural environment where being queer is still considered taboo. Aware of the mixed reactions, he acknowledged the love and support he'd received from fans of all backgrounds, saying their encouragement outweighed the negativity. Then, when asked if he feared for his career, his response was steady and sure. He wasn't worried, and he never would be. He explained that he doesn't act with concern for his reputation, believing that's what it truly means to be an actor. Throughout the interview, Yoon Su made his values clear, taking a stand against homophobia and addressing the significance of love in the big city. When asked why a simple love story was being called groundbreaking just because it featured queer characters, Yoon Su expressed his frustration. To him, it was troubling that in 2024, the idea that love between two men is still considered revolutionary. He wanted people to understand that, at its core, the drama explores everyday life and relationships, which are universal experiences that go beyond gender. His message was simple and powerful. Love is love, and it shouldn't be restricted by labels or limitations. After wrapping up filming, Yoon Su sat down for another interview, reflecting on what it was like to star in such a controversial show. He explained he never felt any pressure to take this role. In fact, he revealed that he turned down not one, but two other K-dramas to play the role of Go Young. He explained that he decided to wait for this specific project because he couldn't miss the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to star in a show like this. Explaining his thought process, he said, "My principle is that I never do typical romance. My body just doesn't respond to typical romances. I was honestly more curious about how many men will I meet. I feel like I've met more than the original novel says." When it comes to all the negativity surrounding the show, Yoon Su revealed he barely paid any attention to it. He shared that every time he woke up, he read hundreds of encouraging messages, which filled him with optimism that people's perspectives are constantly changing. Hopefully, this can inspire other actors to make similar decisions, paving the way for a more LGBTQ+ friendly industry.